Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications for the latest updates. Hurricane Isaias is moving through the Central Bahamas now as a strengthening storm. Again, 80 miles an hour, the maximum wind speeds is the latest update with the minimum pressure down to 987 millibars. Hurricane conditions are possible and likely in parts of the central and northern Bahamas, and life-threatening conditions could come along with them. The storm is currently located at 23.3 degrees north, 76.4 degrees west, at stage 4 on the CDPS scale for the central and northern Bahamas. Extensive damage possible. If you are in Nassau, Andros, Grand Bahama, the general Northwestern Bahamas, this is a very dangerous situation with up to 10 inches of rain possible and even more isolated in some areas. So please stay on guard and safe. Distance in miles right now, Nassau, Andros, about 115 each from those, a little give or take there. Freeport in Grand Bahamas, 230 miles away, and West Palm Beach in Florida, where conditions of tropical storm force at least are quite likely now, 285 miles. Here's all the watches and warnings on the screen. Pause for a second if you need to. In essence, right now, we have a hurricane warning in the northwestern and central Bahamas, and also in Florida from Boca Raton to the Louisiana Brevard County line in Florida, with a hurricane watch extending further north than that, and we also have a lot of other watches and warnings in Florida as well, including storm surge watch. So keep an eye out for those. Go to the National Hurricane Center to see the full list as well. Here's the latest forecast run from the GFS, the 18Z, showing the rainfall, precipitation, and cloud cover of the system. You can see it bring it dangerously close to Florida after plowing through the northern Bahamas, and then up the eastern seaboard of the United States, potentially a landfall in North Carolina on this model run, before running up the seaboard, going into the mid-Atlantic and New England as well. Again, once we get past Florida right now, the impacts are less certain. There's still some deviation that can occur, but for the time being, we're keeping an eye out on this in case it delivers hurricane and tropical storm conditions to greater parts of the eastern seaboard of the United States. Sea surface temperatures won't be a problem, though, for the system at least. It's going to be wind shear and dry air that's more of an inhibitor for potential further intensification. 29 for the system is right now. Gulf Stream very warm and very favorable in that regard, at least, for strengthening. Here's the wind model from the GFS as well. You can see it bring it very close to the Florida coastline, right on the edge of going inland, before kind of bounding just out and paralleling. It's going to be a very close call right now if there's going to be a landfall for the Florida coastline, so stay on guard for that. As we get out, this GFS run brings a landfall in North Carolina and then plows this system up the eastern seaboard of the United States. Again, that's less clear. There's still some deviation of the models. The cone of uncertainty exists for a reason, but anyone along the whole eastern seaboard should be monitoring the system very closely for future developments and have a hurricane plan in place in case impacts become more likely for their exact location. Here are the odds of tropical storm force winds right now, though, for some places. Nassau and Andros in the Bahamas, both almost certainly going to receive tropical storm conditions. Freeport and Grand Bahama at 87%. Miami is teetering on the edge right now. It's up from 18% yesterday in odds, but it's not quite as high as it was before. And I'll also have West Palm Beach very likely now near 80%. Here's the latest forecast chrome from the National Hurricane Center. You can see all those watches and warnings again. Take a minute to pause if you need to take a look at these. Tropical storm warnings extending further south from the hurricane warnings covering Miami as well right now. And those hurricane watches and tropical storm watches extend even further north too. Along with the hurricane watches in the Bahamas. You'll see those things get extended further north along the eastern seaboard of the United States as time goes on. Here's the latest satellite imagery. You can see some better organization compared to earlier this morning when dry air was much more of an inhibiting factor. Overall, the system is stronger than it was last night in terms of pressure release. The wind speed is the same. Further intensification is possible, although fortunately could be significantly limited. Stay tuned with Force 13 for the latest. We'll have our next live event tomorrow morning. You can follow us on our outlets, force13.com for web articles and the live cyclone tracker. You can also find us here on YouTube. If you're not watching here already, make sure to subscribe. We're also on Facebook. It's Force13 to find our latest posts there. And we're also on Twitter. It's at Force13 to ask us a question on that platform. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. More information can be found at patreon.com/force13, or you can become an ultimate fan right here on YouTube for perks and to directly support the project and our future endeavors in these times. You can also find us on Discord to communicate with us on our Discord server. Link is in the description below, and you can message Fool13 at extension 9094.